What if you had to choose between your life and your faith? Imagine living in a world where speaking the truth could cost you everything: your home, your safety, even your life. This is not just a story. This is the story of a group of young believers who stood firm when everyone else bowed, who walked away from everything they knew, and were protected in a way no human could ever imagine. Their story is preserved forever in the Qur'an as a sign for those who reflect. Long ago, there was a land ruled by a tyrant king. A ruler who forced his people to worship idols instead of Allah. The truth was buried beneath fear, and falsehood ruled openly. But among the people were a few young men, whose hearts were filled with true belief in one God. They refused to bow to idols. They refused to follow the crowd. And Allah increased them in guidance and strengthened their hearts. Even when the world around them stood against them, they stood together and declared, "Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Never will we call upon any God besides Him." They knew the risk. They knew the danger. Yet they chose truth over comfort, faith over fear, because they understood something most people ignore: that real success is not in this world, but in staying firm upon the truth. The king heard about them, and his anger grew. How dare they reject his authority? How dare they refuse the religion of the land? They were given a choice: return to idol worship or face severe punishment. In that moment, everything was at stake: their families, their future, their lives. But their hearts were already firm. They would never trade the truth for safety. So they made a decision. A decision that would change history forever. They left their homes, their people, everything familiar, and fled for the sake of Allah. Into the mountains they went, seeking refuge not in walls, but in their Lord. And as they approached a cave, hidden from the world, they made a powerful dua: "Our Lord, grant us mercy from yourself, and guide us rightly in our affair." They entered the cave, and with them was their loyal dog. The dog stretched its front legs at the entrance, as if guarding them, as if it too was part of this divine plan. The cave was quiet, still, cut off from the chaos of the world outside. Then, something incredible happened. Allah caused them to fall into a deep, deep sleep. A sleep not of hours, not of days, but of years, decades, centuries. And had you seen them, you would think they were awake, while they were asleep, as their bodies were turned left and right, preserved by Allah Himself. Outside the cave, the world moved on. Generations lived and died. Kingdoms rose and collapsed. Everything changed. But inside, time stood still. The sun would rise and pass by their cave, not touching them directly. A precise balance. A divine protection. This was not coincidence. This was a mercy only He could give. Then, after many years, Allah woke them up. They looked at one another, confused, and asked, "How long have we been here?" Some said, "A day." Others said, "Part of a day." Completely unaware that centuries had passed. To them, it felt like a short rest. But reality was far beyond what they imagined. So they chose one among them to go into the city with silver coins to buy pure food. But they warned him, "Be careful, stay hidden, and let no one know about us." Because in their minds, the danger was still there. The king, the punishment, the threat. But what he was about to discover would change everything. As he entered the city, something felt strange. The buildings, the people, the atmosphere. Everything had changed. Then he tried to buy food and handed over his coins. The shopkeeper froze. These coins were ancient, from a time long forgotten. People gathered, whispers spread. Who is this man? Where did he come from? And slowly, the truth began to unfold. A miracle, hidden for centuries, was now revealed. Their story spread quickly, and people realized that Allah's promise is always true. The young men, who once fled for their faith, had become a sign for generations. A proof that Allah protects those who believe, and that resurrection is real. Just as He brought them back, He will bring all of us back. The story of the people of the cave is not just history. It is a reminder that requires sacrifice, that truth is not always easy, and that Allah's help can come in ways beyond imagination. So when you feel alone, when standing for truth feels difficult, remember them. The young believers who chose Allah and were never abandoned.